right. I want you to write. We're going to write our focus. And we're actually going to write number line.
Hey, Miss Keller, can I guess how you do the number line? I may have an idea from the one from yesterday.
Okay, hold on. Let's finish this part. Focus, number line, fractions, and then 01, 08, 2021. All right, so first, we are going to write, we're going to write a little statement so we all know that we can do it. We're going to say, I can use number lines
Do we have to write that? Do we have to write that?
Yes, please. Equivalent fractions. The reason I'm having you write this is because we are going to learn a new word while we're learning number lines. We are going to learn the word equivalent.
Oh, I was just gonna ask what that means.
Yep, that's what we're learning. Can anybody guess? Does anybody want to take a guess? What do you think? What do you think equivalent might mean? Can we take a guess? What do you think it might mean? Aiden, what do you think it might mean?
The part?
Okay. What else could it mean? Walter?
Maybe like starts at 1, ends at the next number.
Cool.
Okay. Anybody else? Any other guesses?
Equal.
Who said that?
Starts from it's equal.
It's equal. So equivalent means the same. Okay. Equal in value. Okay. So look what I want to put right here. We're going to put a little arrow. We're going to say equal in value. And then we're also going to put same. Okay. So we have equivalent fractions. And number lines are really big in helping us find those equivalent fractions. So they're fractions that are the same. They're fractions that are equal in value. Okay? So if I were to show you, if I were to draw two fractions, okay?
Do we write the circle?
No, you don't have to write the circle. Just watch.
If you want to, can you?
Yeah, if you want to, you can.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So look at these two circles that I just did. I just drew and colored. Did I shade in the same amount on both circles?
No. Yes. Yes.
I did, right? Both circles have how much shaded?
1. 2.
Half of it.
Half.
Right? They both have half shaded. But this one is what fraction? It's
1/2 fraction.
1 out of 2. Good.
2 out of 4.
And that one's 2 out of 4.
2 out of 4. So 1/2 will equal
2 out of 4.
2 out of 4. Or 2 out of 4 equals
1 out of 2.
Okay. So this is when we're trying to find fractions that are equal in value or the same. And our number lines are really going to help us in doing that. Okay, all right. So we're going to write examples. So a number line, our number line is going to start like this, and we're going to have a 0 on one end, and we're going to have a 1 on the other end, okay? So this number line looks a little bit different than what we're normally used to. Normally we have like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, okay? But this is different because it only goes from 0 to 1. It only goes from 0 to 1. So you don't have those big numbers. You don't have 10, 15, 20. It goes from 0 to 1. Eventually, we'll look at even bigger ones, but for right now, we're only looking at 0 to 1.
Can it be backwards?
No, it can only look like this. 0 has to go here, 1 has to go here. That is a good question, Holly. But no, it has to be this. 0 here, 1 here. Otherwise, your number line is not going to make sense. Okay, so now let's draw another number line. So this is kind of what we call like our base number line. So this is what you're going to start with. You're good, Michael. This is what you're going to start with, okay? So we're going to draw our base number line. We're going to put our 0 and our 1. And then I'm going to draw a line in the middle. Okay. So here's how you can figure out how many or what your fraction should be. Okay. How many parts do I have right here? What did I just divide my number line into?
2.
2, right? So that's my total. I divided it into 2 total parts. So then that would go on the bottom. Okay, how many lines do I have? How many lines is this?
1.
1. So then a 1 would go on the top. So it would be 1/2. Okay, so now we're going to try one that's a little harder. So you're going to start, draw your base number line again. And I want you to try and make it the same size as the one you drew up top of this one. Try and make it close to the same size. It doesn't have to be the exact same size, but close. Okay, then you're going to draw 3 lines. So you're going to draw, and if it helps, you can take where you drew this half line and then go like this and draw that the same. because that might help. So then you know you got to draw one there, and then you're going to draw one here, and you're going to draw one here. So you're drawing 3 lines on your number line. Okay, so now I need to label my number line. So how many parts is this number line broken up into? The total number of parts it's broken up into.
What are 2,
One.
3, 4? 1, 2, and 3.
1, 2, 3, 4. Right? So it's broken up into 4 parts. So that means my bottom number is going to be 4. So look, all 3 lines, I'm going to put a dash and a 4. Okay, now your numerator, or your top number, is going to depend on the number on the line, okay? So this would be 1, right? Because it's the first line. So I'm going to put a 1.
And 2.
And then 2.
And then 3.
And then 3. Okay, now we're going to do one more example because I want you to have 3 examples. 3 good examples. And this time I'm going to let you label this one, and then I'll tell you the answers. Okay, so we're going to do one more. Try and make it the same size as your one up top, just because it makes it easier if they're the same size. Label your 0 and your 1. And then I would try and...
I don't have enough space.
Okay, then just go to the next page, Holly. You're good. Just go to the next page.
I don't have a next page. It's already wrote in.
Can you turn your paper sideways like this? Or do you have room like right here?
Yeah.
Okay, do that. Okay, so you can do the same thing. Take your 1/2 line and put it in the middle. Okay, and then you're going to take this line and this line. And then this time we're going to add a line here. Okay, and this time you're going to add 7 lines. And they don't have to be perfect. So
Does the middle one count as a 7th?
No, so you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Oh, okay.
Counting the 0 and the 1, Holly, you would have 9 lines. So you should have 7 lines.
Are you supposed to count to 0? But because on the ones you didn't count to 0, you only counted the line and the 1. You didn't count to 0.
I know, you don't have to count 0. You count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Don't count to 0.
And 1 for the 8. And 1 is 8.
Yes. Okay, so now I want you to try and label your number line. I want you to try and label it by yourself first, and then we'll do it together. So count how many spaces do you have in here, and then number your lines, okay? And then when you're done, I want you to hold it up and show it to me. But don't say anything out loud. We don't want to give everybody the answer. Try and label it by yourself first. Hold on, Walter. Hold still. Good, Walter. I think you got it. From what I can see, I think you got it. Okay, once you're done labeling, hold it up so I can see it. Remember, the bottom is the total, and the top is the line. Holly, I think yours is good. I saw a little bit.
I kind of did it as the top one, but I put 7 on the
Taylor,
bottom.
so I have a question. So for
Good,
our
Camille.
independent practice, can we put it next to like the answer, like the fraction? Because it won't fit underneath.
Yes.
Okay, because that's what I'm gonna do.
Ollie, check one more time. Count the spaces. I think you went one too many. Count the spaces. Holly, count the spaces one more time. You need to go one more on your bottom number.
Those be 8.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's what I thought because I landed on it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Don't second guess yourself. Good, Isabella. Holly, the bottom number, you need to go one more. Bottom number. Kason, can you hold yours a little closer? I can kind of see it. Good, Ollie. Good, Dimitri. Good, Kason. Aiden, make sure you number each line. You got to number each of these lines. Close. Okay, ready? So what's this first one going to be?
1.
1 over, how many spaces do I have? 1, 2, 3,
7.
4,
I mean
6, 7.
8. Wait, that's 8. That counts at 2?
Uh-huh. You got to go all the way to the 1, Holly.
So it's 9, right?
It's 8. You got to go all the way to the 1. So we have 1 over 8. So then what's my next one?
3.
2 over 8.
Me too.
2 over 8.
3, 8.
3 over 8. 7.
4 over 8.
4 over 8. 5 over 8. 6 over 8. 7 over 8. 8 over 8.
7, 8.
And then this could end up being 8 over 8. Okay, we want to equal 1.
Well, you're not supposed to put that in the independent practice, right?
You don't have to put that. I'm just showing you that would be there, or that would be what that looks like. Okay, so do we understand how to label our number line? Does this make sense? Yeah, kind of, a little bit. There are a few of you I'm gonna pull. We'll keep doing this.
All the way.
Okay, so I want you to think about real quick, okay, before I let you go, because I'm going to let you go and do your independent practice. Before I let you go, real quick, okay, I want you to think about, let's think about this equivalent fractions, okay? Think about these equivalent fractions that we talked about that are equal. Look at these number lines, because I made all of my number lines almost the same. Which 3 fractions right here would all be considered equivalent or equal?
I know. The one in the middle. The
Okay.
1 out of 2, the 2 out of 4, and the 4 out of 8.
So these are all equivalent, meaning they're all, let me use a darker color. Hold on, you can't even see that. These are all equivalent, meaning they are equal or the same, okay? Those fractions equal the same amount. They equal the same amount because if you look on the number line, they're in the exact same spots. What about this 1/4? Which one would this go with? Which one would 1/4 be equivalent to? Look down here. Which number is it equivalent
2 and 8.
2 and 8.
2, 4, 8.
So these would be equivalent. What about 3/4?
3 and 6, 8.
It would be 6, 8. Okay. Make sure, I want y'all to circle these like I did, okay? If your number lines aren't next to each other, then just circle the numbers. But I want you to circle them just so you know and you remember that they're equivalent or they're equal.
What about my third one I did?
Just circle the numbers, Holly. So
Circle them in different colors.
4 8s and 6 8s. You can do it in different colors, Walter, if you have colors. Okay. All right. So I think we're ready. I think we got this. I think number lines, I think we got it. I'm feeling pretty confident in us. Well, actually, what we're going to do is I'm going to let y'all do the independent practice because I want to see how y'all do. And then I may bring y'all back a few minutes early, and then we'll do some more, we'll do some quick number line practices with fractions and labeling number lines. We'll do it with our dry erase markers, okay? All right, so if you're in independent practice, it looks very similar to what we just did.
Bartering and money. We just did that.
I know, I didn't move that one up. So if you look, okay, you are going to label the fractions on the number lines. Okay, so I'm going to do the first one, especially because I've already given you the first one. Okay, so for this first one, we have how many sections? We have 1,
2.
2. So this fraction would be 1/2. Okay. So then for this, you're going to do the same thing here. And then you're going to do the same thing on this one, same thing on this one. Make sure you count these spaces so you know which number is going to go on the bottom.
Do you put 2 in the middle?
Say it one more time, Holly.
Do you put 2 in the middle?
No.
Only for the first one.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And then you're going to count 1, 2, 3. You're going to count the spaces. And then you're going to count the numbers, the lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, and put it as the top number.
What about the ones with the dots?
All you're doing is labeling the number line. Okay.
And the dots?
Well, no, because when you do the dots, if you label the whole number line, then you're labeling the one with the dot.
Oh.
But I want us to practice labeling the whole number line. So look, for this one, I think this is the one Walter was talking about. There's not a whole lot of room down here at the bottom. So if you want, you can label it up here at the top. Okay, because this one doesn't have a whole lot of room. You can also, if you want to, you could also type your fractions and label them like that if you want to. Okay, I'm also okay with that if you want to do it that way. If you don't want to write them. All right,